At the peak of the fight for multipartyism around the year 1990, something happened in Mbale, Vihiga County. In a public gathering organized by the then Ford Party, the original Ford, some junior policeman pushed the late Masinde Muliro. Recovering from the push, the uncrowned Luya king and national king, Masinde Muliro, faced the policeman and told him, "Look here, young man, you cannot push me like that. You are pushing a man who can become your president tomorrow." Yesterday, the 5th of May, 2023, in Shakahola, where the national shame is buried, some policeman, this time high-ranking policeman, stopped Raila Odinga from visiting the Shakahola farm, where the horror of unimaginable magnitude has taken place, where Kenyans are being removed from the earth in a manner that is actually scary. The question today I want to ask: did this policeman, using his own power, his own thinking, using the law, actually stop Raila Odinga? Because Raila Odinga, I have argued many times, is not just an ordinary Kenyan. Raila Odinga is larger than size. Raila Odinga is an institution. It must therefore take more than the power of a policeman to stop somebody of the stature of Raila Odinga from visiting Shakahola. I ask today, was it William Ruto, the president, who did it? And if yes, why? But before we look at why the president would stop Raila Odinga from visiting Shakahola, we must talk about two things. Number one, that policeman on his own could not have stopped Raila Odinga. Further, Raila Odinga talked to the minister in charge, which minister said severally that he was consulting. Who would the minister consult? Surely he can only consult up. And that leads us to believe then that the person the minister was consulting could have been none other than the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. But we could be wrong. And then the question will be why? The second thing is arising out of the magnitude. This is something of national importance. Something that has shocked the entire nation and indeed the entire world. Something of this nature ought to unite the country. It cannot be said that this is a time for there to exist Kenya Kwanza and Azimio as we face this national calamity. And the question therefore begs, why? Things of this nature are faced by a nation united. In the bomb blast of 1998, Moi brought the entire nation together. The bomb blast that happened at the American embassy, where more than 200 Kenyans died, I think. Both the opposition and KANU worked together to face this national calamity. During the terrorist attack that claimed lives at the Westgate Mall. Uhuru Kenyatta invited Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga at State House. This gesture was needed to be delivered to a nation that was hurting. And there have been other instances, both locally and outside. Whenever there are things of this magnitude, the leadership of the country gets together irrespective of the political persuasions. Sometimes it can be as little as an economy going wrong. So when it's something of this magnitude, and the government first does not seem to want to work with opposition to get to the root cause of this and to assuage the nation and to give hope to the nation, that tragic as this may be, the government is indeed on top of things, and the resilient people of this country will overcome this as indeed they have overcome other serious tragedies that have visited the country. Now, on top of not bringing the country together, government is blocking a man who represents one half of the country. A man who repeatedly at the ballot has been voted in by millions of Kenyans. A man who has a serious command of leadership in the country. A man who would console with the victims. A man who would mourn. A man whose presence will bring some healing to the families that have lost loved ones. These things are always psychological. When such a man is blocked, questions are bound to arise. Among them, is government aware of something perhaps we don't know? And what could this be? More practically, could it be, as the rumors have it, the bodies we have removed from Shakahola are nothing compared to the real scale of the tragedy? That the sheer number of bodies we may have to uncover from that region could be shocking beyond the shock we have so far received. And therefore, government, like any other government, will block the public from feeling the full blow. Governments do this all the time. That you scale down the horror, the destruction, the tragedy, so that the country can take it. It's normal. Are we there, therefore, in a situation where there is so much that's happening there that government is afraid that it could send the entire country into a bad shock? There are further questions. Why would you block Raila Odinga? I would understand, and many people have said they would understand, if he was told, Your Excellency Raila Odinga, you cannot enter with your delegation, but one or two of you can enter this place because of your stature in society. Could it be that there is some truth in the story about trade in body parts? Look, government pathologists, not private pathologists, have stated clearly to the public that not all bodies have shown that the victims died of starvation. Government pathologists are saying that. That some of the bodies reveal death from strangulation, In other words, deliberate injury that caused death was occasioned to the bodies, to the people, and then they died. Yes, there are those who starved to death, but there are those who were killed. Could it be, as more and more of this is coming out, government is afraid that it will end up confirming the rumors that there is something to do with body parts trade? Again, this is arising out of the fact that you cannot block somebody like Raila Odinga, who should indeed be working with the government, who should have forgotten that his opposition and teamed up with government to talk to the nation, to console the nation, to give hope to the nation, to mourn with those who have lost loved ones, to condole the families of the bereaved. What is there that we don't know that government is afraid of? Or could it be just that the raw information coming from Raila would shake the country? Politicians are known to be dramatic sometimes, and they capitalize from every situation. Could it be that government was afraid that here is Raila standing by the graves, the shallow holes from which Kenyans have been removed and earthed, could address the country and leave the entire nation in tears? Others are saying, since these preachers, Ezekiel, who by the way are linked in this matter, by way of allegation, the matter is in court, could it be that Ezekiel and Mackenzie have a bigger relationship with those in power than we may know? Because indeed, they have been seen in pictures, in videos, Photoshop notwithstanding in this world, at State House, in the crusades. Rigathi Gachagua's spouse, who is a pastor or bishop in our own right, has been seen in a crusade with Ezekiel, and the two of them have had very nice words for each other. Could it be that because of this sort of closeness, which I don't find really making anybody, I don't see how it make anybody. If you are with me today, before I knew you are a murderer, how does that really, well, association, but I didn't associate with you. I could be with you in prayer. Any of these ladies, first lady, second lady, spouse to the deputy president and others, are prayerful ladies. They are prayer warriors. If they saw a person, a man of God, who has the power of the word, they would attend their crusades. They would invite them for religious functions. But only when they get to know the kind of things they do, would it then worry me as a person. But there are people who are saying, because of that association, perhaps they feel if you juxtapose the revelations that would come from Shakahola, the full scale, against the growing revelation of relationship between these fellows, then they could not take it. But my message to government is this. There are times when a nation ought to be united. In the moments of grief of this magnitude, government has to be united. The people of Kenya have to be united and face this grief and mourn together and condole the affected families together and give hope to the nation. So my word of advice to government, let's not go back to the days when government kept information to itself, because you create room for rumor and innuendo and suspicions. The rumor mills go wild. I advise the government to open up Shakahola so that not just Raila Odinga, but the media and other activists, human rights groups can go there and help Kenyans to come to terms with the whole horror at Shakahola.